Live and local with coverage you can count on. This is WNEM-TV5 News at 5:30.
We begin with a live look at Saginaw tonight, and this view, along with the city's reputation and offerings, are coming under scrutiny.
But it's all about making the city better by bringing those who want to do good together. TV5's Faith Gantner has more.
But if you can make all the dots, that's really a powerful force for real change if you can get those people to work together.
That's the message leaders from across Saginaw County heard today from Luther Keith. He's the executive director of Arise Detroit, a coalition of hundreds of organizations working to make a better Detroit.
What we have done is simply create a common vision across the neighborhoods of Detroit and partner with community groups and work on their behalf, and people have responded to that.
Luther Keith says his group has been successful at making a difference by connecting groups that already exist and bringing people together to share information.
The most important thing is to have all the stakeholders engaged in some way in the effort.
Community leaders I spoke with say they hope to implement some of the things that have worked for Arise Detroit right here in the Saginaw community.
So we have about 100 people that have been talking about what are we doing, sharing the good news, and then also looking at where are the gaps in services and programs to make more people successful in Saginaw.
Kathy Conklin is the executive director of the Saginaw County Business and Education Partnership. She's also an organizer for this group called the Big Dream Team, filled with community leaders from superintendents to heads of businesses and nonprofits to elected officials. She says it's all about working together to reshape the Saginaw community.
Look at how can we help each other. So not really to create new organizations. It's not about that. It's really about how to deliver better services together.
Reporting from Saginaw, Faith Gantner, WNEM-TV5.
And in case you're interested, the Big Dream Team meets every 2 weeks to brainstorm ways to improve the community.
A rude awakening for many of you who woke up to a light dusting of snow as we take a live look in both Flint and Bay City, and we can still see maybe a little bit of those flurries still falling out there. So the question is, when will spring return? Chief Meteorologist Brian Bachman is in the Weather Center with a first look at our forecast and that answer. Brian.
Well, see, David, the big question on my mind is I wonder what everyone's complaining about. I mean, it's just beautiful out there today.
No,
see how I can't say that with a straight face?
Yeah, okay, good.
Of course. You know, like you said, rude awakening out there today, just the kind of day where you step out the front door and if you're not ready for it, that really wakes you up in a hurry. Forget the coffee this morning or, you know, maybe heading out to some of those activities later on tonight. Stepping out to that cold air is more than enough. And you know what else might be enough of a shock to your system if the cold temperatures weren't enough? The fact that it's been snowing pretty readily and, you know, at times pretty heavily with some of these little pockets of snow showers that have been rolling through. It's all part of that same low pressure system still sitting and just spinning itself away over parts of central Ontario tonight. We're going to be stuck under its influence for about another 24 hours. But at this point, we're about 3/4 of the way done with it. And you can see we have a lot to look forward to as you look back toward the Central Plains and even down toward, say, southern Illinois and Indiana. Clear skies there. Those will eventually be making an appearance here, but hang in there for just a little bit longer. Keep the wintry gear out if you're heading out tonight. 39 the current temp in Flint under overcast conditions, 40 degrees with overcast skies in Midland, 37 in Saginaw, 40 also in Bay City. And this evening's forecast pretty much summed up just like yesterday evening's. Temps may be getting to about 40 at 6 o'clock, then falling back down into the upper and middle 30s later in the evening. And of course, the ongoing chance for some of those rain or snow showers. I'll have a full look at when all of this just might finally come to an end in your full forecast.
Sounds good. Thank you, Brian. County by county tonight, starting in Bay County, where if you're looking for a camper, say no more. The Bay City State Recreation Area has a newly renovated pop-up camper for reservation. Tri-City RV donated nearly $1,000 for repairs to the 2-bed camper. For $55 a night, you can reserve the camper in a spot of your choosing. The camper will be ready for reservations after May 26th.
Moving to Saginaw County, the annual Walleye Festival will be kicking off tomorrow. Freeland is celebrating 30 years with some big events, including a high-stake poker tournament and a community-wide rummage sale. The Big 3-0 means a lot of excitement for the city, and in honor of the anniversary, they will release a tagged fish worth $10,000. For more information about the events and how to register for them, you can click on our hot link section at WNEM.com.
And ending in Genesee County, it's time to spring into wellness. The Hurley Medical Center in Flint is excited to announce its wellness event at the Flint Farmers Market. The event will have healthy cooking demonstrations, information on disease control, and so much more. The event is Thursday from 11 to 2, and then on Saturday from 9 until 1.
Cone zones are popping up all over mid-Michigan, leaving even the most seasoned driver dazed and confused. TV5's James Felton took to the streets to find out what all those signs mean in those cone zones. James.
David, the biggest question we're getting is when exactly to slow down to 45 miles an hour in those cone zones. We spoke with an area driving instructor to get answers.
With construction zones, there's a lot of things that are confusing to drivers.
John Seaman is a certified driving instructor. He says motorists need to be on high alert now that construction season is upon us. Do you know what to do when you see these construction signs? Do you slow down when you see the first 45 where workers present sign? Or do you wait until you actually see the employees?
We have work zone begins, work zone ends. During that time, the speed limit is 60, unless there are workers present, and then it would be 45.
Meanwhile, the Michigan Department of Transportation wants you to remember the 3 L's. Look, locate, and lower. That means you should follow the posted speed limit. In many cases, 60 miles per hour. Then you should look for workers. Next step, locate them. Once they are in sight, lower your speed to 45 miles per hour and maintain that reduced speed until you are safely past all workers. Seaman says no matter what the speed limit, motorists need to practice safe habits at all times, especially in construction zones.
I would drive in a way where I keep a good cushion of space all around me. That means in front, in back, into the sides. And then during that time, you're looking all around to see what could potentially be there.
And don't forget, traffic fines are doubled in construction zones. So slow down to protect your money and, more importantly, all those workers out there maintaining our roads. Reporting live and local in Saginaw County, James Felton, WNEM-TV5.
Definitely good advice. And if you want to know more about cone zones in your area, head on over to WNEM.com. Click on the construction link under the latest headlines.
And across Michigan tonight, a Detroit judge has dismissed a drug charge against Floyd Dent, the man you see right there. He was repeatedly punched by officers during a violent arrest back in January in Inkster. Dent says police planted cocaine on him during the attack. The police officer in the video has since been fired.
Michigan State Police identifying 3 bodies found in a burned-out vehicle in the Upper Peninsula. The remains belong to 42-year-old Jody Hutchinson and 2 sisters, 31-year-old Carrie Nelson and 25-year-old Heather Aldrich. The vehicle was found on a gravel road last Friday in Doyle Township. That's about an hour southeast of Marquette. Detectives are still awaiting lab results. The incident remains under investigation.
Detroit residents looking for help paying their water bills are getting some support. The city's Water and Sewage Department says it's increasing the amount of financial assistance available to low-income customers with overdue accounts. The gesture is coming just in time. Detroit is planning a new round of water shutoffs beginning May 1st, and it will affect more than 28,000 customers.
A local hospital CEO says a bill passed in the Senate is going to cause damage to our healthcare system. The bill passed last Thursday. It would alter the state's auto no-fault law. The new plan could cap the price that medical providers can charge for certain services. It would also possibly phase out the Michigan Catastrophic Claims Association.
Elimination of services, potential layoffs from other organizations, and one of the other critical impacts is there's no reciprocal concern about, the funding of this program has been done by the residents of Michigan.
If signed into law, the bill will take effect after 90 days.
A lovable pup thrown in a garbage can is now in caring hands.
Tonight at 6, find out how the folks who found the pup are trying to help her find a forever home.
A man fed up with technology takes it out on this doomed PC. Find out how well this Dell fared in the fight.
And we have experts on hand to answer any questions you may have about autism. Give them a call at the number right there on your screen.
The U.S. is helping to protect a nation troubled by rebel forces, and now Iran has entered the picture, raising new questions.